We're here. It is Tuesday, not a Monday, but everybody was pretty excited after WrestleMania. So we decided to let everybody in here because everybody probably wanted to watch the Raw after WrestleMania.
Whoa!
Exactly. We're gonna let
man.
everybody watch it. We're gonna let everybody watch that.
Greatest WrestleMania ever.
I mean, why not do a WrestleMania recap to kind of kick this off, I guess? It was phenomenal. Incredible show. Incredible main event. We had a lot of fun. We had a few of us in a party watching it that night. It was a lot of fun. When the fucking Undertaker came out, I lost my mind. I did not see that coming. That's for sure. Cody Rhodes finished his story. It was wonderful. Everything was good about it. Joshua Harris says, I got naked like 3 times during the main event. I assume it's when Cena came out, Undertaker came out, and when Cody finished his story. Those are 3 appropriate times to take your clothes off, I'd say. But nonetheless, it was a great 2 nights of WrestleMania. One of the better ones I've seen in my time as a wrestling fan. A lot of fun. And then the Raw after WrestleMania was a little weird. Cody and Rock tried to touch each other's belts. That was strange. Anyway, this is a NASCAR racing podcast, mainly NASCAR. So let's get into that. We had I think most of the fan base thought it was a bad Martinsville race. I didn't think it was terrible, but then again, my expectations are probably lowered compared to what were like old Martinsville before the next gen car. Sal said it really well the other day to me in a party. He said that Martinsville used to be something we looked forward to, and now you kind of don't, I guess. It's kind of something on the schedule that you're like, thanks. Well, gotta love the motorcycles coming by today. It's a beautiful day in New York. But yeah, just something you don't look forward to. But I guess my expectations were lowered enough to the point where I didn't think it was actually that bad. I thought it was a fine race. But yeah, let's go around the horn. Sally, your thoughts?
It was okay. Definitely, I don't know. It's just kind of a race that, like, because you are into it, you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll watch this. Shout out Byron though. He had stage 1. He had the best car. Moved up.
Definitely.
What was it, like mid-20s up to the high teens maybe, or low teens. Stage 2 kind of fell off a little bit, and then stage 3 Tesla do something, and then stage 3 him and Rudy were able to gamble a little bit on the strategy by being the first one, and then they obviously had the car to not only take the spot but pull away. So I mean, good for them, good for Hendrick.
Yeah, for sure. Hendrick had about 1,500 people in attendance there right after turn 2 on the backstretch. All painted in that ruby red color T-shirt as the cars were. The cars looked good. I liked all of them. William Byron's actually, I think, looked the best. So, good to see that one win. They took that stupid navy blue blob off the side of it they had originally. So it definitely looks nice. Kevron, welcome back after taking a week off last week. You were in our thoughts, as we mentioned on this and the broadcast last week. Hope you are doing well, and give me your thoughts on the Martinsville race.
Well, I first want to say thank y'all so much for the prayers and the positive vibes, all the support for the family through the tough times, man. Definitely had all the boo-hoos that I could get out in all of the week and a half now leading up to after my grandmother dying. But, time marches on, and here we are doing another awesome broadcast with Mike, man, talking about the Martinsville race. I'm getting more of an entertainment out of seeing Sal driving than I did watching that race. I mean, so to me, the redundant product we're getting out of short track racing now, and the expectations is now becoming so redundant of what we have been seeing out of short track racing now that I'm just numb to it. Like you just said, you and Sal were talking about how Martinsville is one of those races that everybody expects to have some fantastic deal coming out of it, and it was a snooze fest for a lot of the race. Now, some parts, obviously, you had some times where you connected to it, and you're like, wow, okay, this is awesome. And especially at the end of the race when that caution came out to cause a green-white checker. Obviously, you never knew what was going to happen. But if it wasn't for track position, you weren't going to be able to do much more than what you could have unless you were William Byron or Bubba Wallace. You know, these guys that were able to kind of move up a little bit, but they had to be very ticky-tacky with how they were trying to pass each other without running over each other. And it's anyway, I'm done with short track racing and the product that NASCAR brings. And Kyle Busch said it best in one of his little spat about somebody asking him, you know, what does he think about the product of short track racing and what NASCAR needs to do. And he was like, it doesn't matter because NASCAR's not going to do it. They're not going to listen. Yeah. They don't care. So why even talk about it in an interview when it doesn't matter because NASCAR don't care? So that's my take.
It's a great point. Chris Gabehart is a domestic terrorist after what I saw Sunday. That's from Harris. Stayed out too long and pitted while in the top 5. Yeah, Chris Gabehart, I'd say 95% of the time calls a pretty good strategy, but Sunday was not one of those days. That 4-tire pit call late with 2 laps to go at Martinsville, and you know, I guess it was unfortunate for him. Nobody pitted behind him, but yeah, it was a bad call. They're laying. Oh, we've got little mini Kevron. There is a child. What's going on, dude?
Say hi.
Hi.
Just wanted to say hi real quick, huh?
Oh no, we lost Sal.
We lost Sal.
Yeah.
Daddy's going to go and do a podcast here, okay, Bubba?
Okay.
All righty.
Oh man, we're making a mess.
All right.
All right, let's get back to that angle while we lost Sal. Fuck the race. Can we talk about WrestleMania? Honestly, this week, I wish we could.
I don't disagree, Wessel. I wish we could, too.
Yeah. And, you know, it's good. It's a cool moment for Hendrick, you have to say. The track where they got their first win 40 years ago to come home 1, 2, 3, 8. Sorry, Bowman. No, well, you know, kind of let the team down. I just gotta say that. kind of let the boys down. But 1, 2, 3, and then another top 10 finisher is a great day for Hendrick, about as good as you can, unless he finished a few spots ahead. But yeah, the 1, 2, 3 is really cool. First time it's ever happened at Martinsville for a team. So that's definitely exciting stuff and kind of a storybook thing for Hendrick and their 40th anniversary, especially at the track where they got their first win at as a team. Jeff Bodine was in the pace car before the race, and he was the man that won the first race for Team Hendrick. So that is very, very cool. It's time now, though, for an incredible segment. A masterful segment. Everybody's favorite. Is this your favorite, Maddie?
Sure. Not to toot my own horn, but I think it's pretty cool.
Hit it, Maddie. Start talking about this.
All right. My first dude, we're going to give it to William Byron. He's been on a heater to start the year. 3 out of the first 9 will definitely get, or 3 out of the first 8 races will definitely get everybody's attention. And then my second dude, I'm going to give it to Chase Briscoe. It's been a good run the last 2 weeks for SHR. Mike's mad because he thinks I'm refusing to give it to Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott has had
Cut the music. No.
Chase Elliott has had 2 really good weeks. I'll give Chase Elliott that. But he doesn't fit the criteria for my 2 dudes.
He doesn't fit the criteria. The best
God, dude.
that he's had since he got hurt.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
man.
not
And they're
everybody
giving
else.
Chase fucking Briscoe.
That's not somebody who normally finishes in
Who
the top
lost
10.
spots.
Got a top
He
10.
lost spots on the day.
Okay, so everybody that's watching right now, before Mike Man went live, we've had this same conversation, all of us
Yes.
right here, about Chase Elliott deserving one of Matt's top 2 dudes. And
What happened to the banner's wrong? Oh my god, get it out of here.
Oh my goodness.
dude,
I didn't save anything I did.
okay, I'm
Mike
not a
was too
Chase
busy
Elliott,
shitting on me. That's why
But
that's why the banner's wrong. He was too busy shitting on me before the
All right, pal.
before the broadcast.
Look, let me take over, Mike, man. The 2
Sure.
dudes, all right. You got William Byron, who won. Awesome for him.
He
Second
did a great
dude,
job.
you got Chase Elliott,
That's
who
right.
went 3 to 4 straight weeks now with top 5s and top 10s, getting back up here, now starting to lead laps in contention to try to win after his abysmal season last year and the start of this season right here. Matt?
Yeah. Is that hard? That hard, Matt?
Oh,
It's not
Kevron is
realistic.
right. I mean,
No, I'm just kidding.
realistic.
I am a little laggy
real.
right now. I'm
you're
getting
laggy?
I'm laggy.
Oh, right.
Time out.
Yeah.
Give me a
Right.
few seconds here.
Oh, man.
Yeah. 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 Laggy McLag over here. There you go. Right.
Make lagging.
Think you're cool. Think you can play it off because you're lagging. You made a bad call.
Sorry, he's trying to calm down his hate boner. That's what it is. He's just
Now we've got the right
there.
banner
There
on
we
the
go.
bottom. But we have a few
All right,
comments. Matt,
now I've slowly
Matt, don't fall for this
I've
dude
slowly-
from Wetzel.
came back.
A good comment from Harris.
All right,
Chase
I'm a
Briscoe.
little-
See,
Yeah, he was top 10 and he was top 7 in both stages. And it's someone who doesn't normally finish in the top 10. That's my criteria. That's what I normally do. I'm not denying that Chase Elliott hasn't had a good few weeks in a row. I'm not denying that. But Chase Elliott still has yet to win. We were debating before the podcast went live as well. I don't know if he is going to win because I feel like Chase is too conservative here on restarts. Much of the field is, but I feel like Chase, if you don't have a late restart where he's not aggressive, I feel like none to his fault, but Byron and Larson and even Denny have been too good on the short run to where they're going to get time on Chase to where if he's better than them in the long run, it's not really going to matter. But that's just me. But I have Elliott down here. There were actually 5 people who at one point in time during this race you could have thought might win. Like Byron had led 88 laps. There was a part where Larson led 86. Joey had 84. Joey's run was a reason as to why I personally have had enough with this short track package, because he can literally take 2 tires and it doesn't hit him at all till there's like 5 laps to go left in stage 2. That was kind of wild.
That's a big problem. Yeah.
And then Hamlin and Chase both led 60 plus laps. So they were.
And then you landed on Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, it's fine. If Chase Elliott makes a top 7 this week in Texas, he'll be my second dude next week. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. You're over here this way. All right. Yep. There you go. Sounds good.
Looks like you're trying to.
Yes, that looked really bad.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Right.
Hey,
okay.
Hey, Sal, don't go up there, dude. It's weird up there.
Spit on you, Sal.
But overall,
winning Texas. Why not? Right.
I do think. Whoa. Hey, now that's your reigning, defending, undisputed NASCAR champion of the world.
I like him. Jeez.
He can only win at Texas with the window net down, so.
Aerodynamics, you know.
Stick a little hand out.
But I do think there's a few things that are reminding me for 2 different drivers of Joey's 2022 championship season.
Oh, and you were on that.
I was on that. I know I said Joey before this year. He's had 2 really good. He's actually had the best race finish of the last 3 races. He's averaged a 6th place finish. But he wasn't even one of the dudes who I was talking about. William Byron has been on a absolute heater. He's won 3 out of the first 8. And then he's won 9 of the last 44 races, which is a 20% clip. That is absolutely wild when you think about it. That is crazy. And then you're going to Texas, where 4 out of his last 5 races himself, he's had a top 7 finish or better. There's a good chance here we could have 4 out of the first 9 races.
Did your homework today, pal?
I did do my homework. I got a little letter here with writing on the back of it. Did like a little cheat sheet because I don't know.
Literally,
that was the best analysis I've ever had on this show.
I don't have
the. We're on the Matt train right now until it derailed when you chose Chase Briscoe.
He's made up for it in the last couple of minutes.
You got me back, Matt.
The other guy who I think this is really reminiscent of is Denny. Denny has had 40 plus points over the last 5 races, 4 out of the last 5 races, and he only has 3 top 10s. And that was something that was Joey's strong suit in 2022, was those races where he wasn't winning and wasn't finishing well. He was able to stay out for stage 1 and stage 2 and get those points, which really propelled him into the playoffs. So where like he didn't have to run that well until like the round of 12, round of 8 and on. But yeah, those are the 2. If I had to pick 2 dudes who I think are primed right now for the Final Four, definitely Byron, just because he's won at a crazy clip. Alex Verdugo, your guy, just hit a home run for the Yankees. Little brief update just popped on the top of my phone. And then Denny Hamlin as well, just because he's able to continually get points regardless of where he finishes.
Alex Verdugo is a dog, by the way. I just remember that. So, yes, it was always the Yanks. Harris says Denny Hamlin will be in the championship race. Yeah, he'll be in it. He'll be racing. There are 36 guys. Will be at Phoenix. I assume he'll be one of them. So, because if you look at the technical race name, Ross Chastain won the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series championship race.
Yep,
that's just he did do that.
He did.
He didn't win the championship, which maybe we should.
He did what nobody else could do.
I liked it better when they called it like the season finale 500 at Phoenix because that sounded better than winning the NASCAR Cup Series championship race because then that means that you should be the champion. But I digress.
They probably never thought that in the Cup Series. At least it'd come down to that.
Yeah, but they had to let the most mid champion in the Final Four era. He had to win it by not winning the last race.
Jesus.
So I'm sorry.
Shots fired, Harry.
I'm sorry.
It's a little rude.
Every stat base. I'm not discrediting him whatsoever, right?
I think if someone was to do that for the first time, it is very fitting.
Ryan Blaney.
It is Ryan Blaney.
Yeah. I mean, the last 8 races in the playoffs, from the round of 8 to the round of 4, the guy didn't finish out of the top 5.
No, I think he performed.
He was
as
cracked
good as he could have at a great time.
Yeah,
and
But that is one of the faults that you might have for the playoff system. I can see it. Is you can
he did a great job.
If you're good in the regular season, you don't have to be good for probably, let's say, the first. You can have a bad first 4 races and still just cha-cha your way to the round of 12, and then
Chase Elliott. I know we like talking about him, right? But I'm actually kind of shit on him here.
Really,
2022. He was the regular season champion. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I did forget about that, to be honest.
Right, and he finished top 10 only twice in the playoffs that year, and made it to the Final Four. You don't have to do much if you've got that backbone of 4 wins heading into that playoff in the regular season championship.
No, 4.
Yeah, because Talladega was the 5th.
Yeah, it was kind of like Joey during that 2022 season. Joey had won those races, and then he didn't really do much. So I want to say, yeah, but leading up to the playoffs, those last 5 or 6 races, he was not very good. He was just getting points to try to keep him up there.
That's why I don't get people who say that with this new format that, you can only show up for the 36th race and win it. Yeah. Well, yes, it's true, but get those points. I mean, look at Harvick. He almost made it to the Final Four because of how many points he had after a terrible round of 8. But you still have to work your ass off to get those first 26 races under your belt to get those playoff points to go in, because I mean those can be the difference.
Martin Truex Jr. had an abysmal playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, yeah.
But he almost made the Final Four. He was in the conversation for it, you know.
Yeah.
So, what can you say?
What?
Wessel, I didn't see anyone else in the Final Four win that race. You're right. I mean, I'm just, you know, I'm not. I made a joke, but it is fitting for Ryan Blaney to be the one that did not win the race and win the championship. To me, that just it fits his kind of career arc.
Would you rather have this format of deciding who the championship is, or go back to the original format and have somebody have so many points ahead of everybody else that with 2 races to go, they already determine who the champion is?
I think there's a happy medium that can be found. To me, okay, we have a 36 race season. We all agree on that, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is a third of 36?
13.
No. 12.
A third of 30. Okay, yeah, I can't do math.
Yeah.
Wasn't my strong suit. What can I
I
say?
know we're not a math pod. I'm sorry I did that. But I think that the playoffs should be the final third of the season. And Wessel just commented what my point is going to be here. You make every round leading up to the championship 3 races. So why is it that you make your championship round the most important one that determines the guy that's going to be the NASCAR champion? Why do you make that 1 race?
Yep.
You make it 12 playoff
It is
races,
different.
make the championship round 3 races, because as much as the 1 race championship can be interesting in some instances, we race for stage points all year.
Mm-hmm.
And then they mean nothing in the last race.
Unless
Stage
you're
point-
5th or worse.
Right.
Yeah.
But nobody cares about that in that race. So stage points mean nothing. I think what it should be is a 3 race round, as Wessel just commented. It'll kind of put the heat off of Phoenix a little bit for being the finale, because then you'll have 2 other tracks in that round. I would say maybe a Homestead in there, maybe a road course, you know, maybe you find a track that's kind of in between. Not a super speedway. NASCAR, not Atlanta, Talladega, or Daytona. But I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I wouldn't mind maybe seeing Martinsville, Atlanta, Phoenix be the final 3 races.
There's so many different ways that you
Martinsville,
can cut
Homestead,
it, though.
Phoenix. Did I say Atlanta?
Yeah.
You did.
I
Yeah,
didn't
you
mean
did.
to, but yeah. Go ahead, Kevron, what you were saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying there's so many different ways that you can cut this up into how you can make a more exciting championship finale, or, you know, just the season altogether, however you want to promote it. And I like your idea is great. You know, some, you know, they'll have their other ideas of what they could do to, you know, split up the championship season into where, okay, instead of having 36 races, why don't we just reduce it down to 32 or 34 or whatever it used to be back in the day? Because 36 races, you start in February and you end in November. It's the longest season of any sport across the entirety of all sports. So
but
a lot of people
the TV deal has been signed for 8 years. You know, that is promising networks 38 events.
Yeah, and that's right. For the next 8 years, no, forget
And
that.
you're not going to cut down, because sports are only expanding. They're not going backwards. You know, the NFL didn't go from 16 games to 15. They went from 16 to 17. And they're likely going to be at 18 soon.
But they're still ending in whatever the Super Bowl's in, February or whatever
February,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it's not like the Super Bowl has been pushed back oh, because we got to, compensate now for an extra game or 2 games, whatever, in the regular season. They're still ending the season within the slotted time that they used to do it when they had less games.
Right,
So-
but you have to think of it like this. The home team gets at least 8 games a year at their stadium, right? There is no home team in NASCAR. There are 20-something home venues, and there are more knocking on the door. At this point, I don't think you can turn away from them, because I think we're going to see, I think the Undertaker might be at Kevron's house. I went black. I was expecting
By God, it's the Undertaker.
him to be right behind him, right there. But there's
Weekend,
all
yes.
these venues, all these home venues. No, you're good. I don't think that we can really cut down on races. Of course, it would be a good thing to maybe not have gone down this road where we're going to compete with football for a couple months. But I don't think you can, especially considering that there's tracks that are kind of on the outside looking in right now. North Wilkesboro, I assume the investment into that facility was not for just an all-star race.
Yeah.
Portland was the 4th highest demographic for 4th highest city rating for Martinsville. They don't have a rate. They have a track. The Xfinity Series goes there. I expect to see the Cup Series go there at some point.
No.
Well, I'm just saying that's a market that's unexplored. Are there any Pacific Northwest races for the highest division of NASCAR?
I just don't think you can fit these cars on that track.
They're not that much bigger than Xfinity cars. I know we've had some issues, but I think you've got to. I see that being a place NASCAR goes. I assume we see a Chicago street race get replaced by a Long Beach street race or something in California, because NASCAR is looking to buy in a stake of the Long Beach circuit. So that's another thing. Maybe Chicago wants to stay on the schedule. We lost Kevron here, but yeah, I don't think that we can go backwards in that way. But so we've all talked about the short track package being a failure in this car. Welcome back, Kevron. Let me switch this around.
Sorry.
Right. Yeah, you're good. So I'm going to ask you guys, because I feel like NASCAR, they've done about all they can without overhauling the car, basically, right? I'm including a complete overhaul in the options here. What is NASCAR's next step to make short track racing better?
Complete overhaul.
And a complete overhaul. You think so? I'm not disagreeing with you about that.
Yeah, because there is no reason for what Logano was able to do at Martinsville to have that work. We've been calling about tires, I want to say, since we've began this podcast and they've switched to the next gen car. And it's just something, and you've heard the drivers say something about tires as well. And NASCAR is just refusing to do it. You're literally just slamming your head through a wall at this point. And nothing's happening, but you should not be able to, with how long the stages are at Martinsville, be able to pit at the end of stage 1, take 2 tires, so that way you're the first one out to begin stage 2, and literally go till 10 laps left in stage 2 before you start falling back to the field. That's just absolutely wild.
The only way that I believe you could be, or that you could fix that is what happened in Bristol. But that was a freak accident. And, if it wasn't a freak accident, then every short track race we've seen would have had that same product. And obviously we're not getting that. So if they had tires like that, probably help out a little bit with the product of short track racing. Otherwise, I completely agree with that guy right here.
Matt Connors, you agree with?
Woo-wee. Yeehaw.
Sally
I'm back on
Finney.
everybody's good side.
You are. You kind of cooked. So.
You gotta get rid of shifting because even short tracks, road courses, one of the best things to see was as the run got longer, you'd be like, oh, he's so-and-so's catching so-and-so. I wonder if that's going to make the leader go into a mistake. And you'd start seeing them wheel hop. You'd start seeing them kind of get into the corner deeper and miss the corner completely. Here, you don't see that anymore. If you miss the corner, you just got to downshift again, and the car's fine now.
Yeah.
You don't get the wheel hopping as much as you used to anymore. I know I forgot who they were on board with. I want to say it was this past week, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you see that? I think it was Gibbs. You see that little wheel hop, and it was like he just barely moved the wheel and pulled away from whoever was in front of him." When before that would have sent you up the track and you're losing 5, 6, 7 spots.
Yeah. I would say some of the components of the next gen car are too good. We have wider tires, so there's more grip. We have bigger brakes, so there's a lessened braking window. How is that? We should have known.
Yeah.
We should have seen this coming. It was obvious, To me, if I looked back and I actually, paid attention and I took a deep dive, I would have realized that this is a bad direction. Bigger brakes mean less mistakes. Extra gears means another crutch. Wider tire means more grip, which again is a crutch or prevents mistakes. To me, I don't think you can fix this car. Has a driving style, and no matter what you do to the aerodynamics of it, and I might even say no matter what you do with the horsepower, I think you'd have to increase it exponentially to find there to be a different enough solution. Tire wear seems like it might be the way to go. But then again, do you want guys running 0.5% the whole time? I understand that tire wear should be part of it for sure. But I think Bristol, as much as we all enjoyed it, should be a one-time thing based on the extreme nature of what it was. It was running basically 40% and blowing tires out 50, 60 laps in. That's just my opinion, though. I think that's the direction they should head in. They should put a tire more like they should provide a tire more similar to what we saw at Bristol compared to what we saw at Martinsville.
Yeah.
I will have to say the shifting part, I absolutely agree with too. If you just you can keep 5 gears in super speedways and the 1.5 mile cookie cutters. I couldn't care less about it. But knock that 5th gear out for the short tracks and see how that product goes. I mean, I'm sure with the technology NASCAR has for these vehicles, it's not hard to take a gear out of the transmission and see if they can just go back to the traditional 4 gears they used to have in the race cars and try that. What the heck?
Right. Yeah. I don't know if the car has enough power, though.
It's a start.
I agree. But I think that when they tried to eliminate shifting, they said it made things, or they didn't try it, actually, which that's another thing. They said they were going to try it. They didn't because they assumed that it wouldn't help. So that's another.
At this point, I don't think anything you can do towards this next-gen car is going to hurt your product to counteract off of what NASCAR is saying. I think it's hard to imagine short track races getting worse than what they are at now.
Yeah.
They'll find a way.
They will. That's true. I think a lot of this was like when they switched to the next gen car, and this was my belief when they switched to it, is they want everybody to have a chance at winning. Like they got so sick, I feel like, of it being so 2 or 3 team oriented, and just like having 5 or 6 drivers win a majority of the races where they're like, hey, we're just going to make it to where every single person has to get the parts from the same vendor. And then throw everybody, pick a name out of a hat, and you could have a winner. I mean, it hasn't gotten that extreme, but I do feel like that's what NASCAR was trying to do when they switched to this next-gen car.
Which isn't a good thing.
No,
the closer you make
it's
the
not.
competition,
Yep.
I'd say the worse you're going to get.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if they're all driving the same car the same way, where's the difference? That's why we're not seeing passing, I guess.
You can't get an advantage over somebody that's driving the exact same car you're in.
Yeah.
If it's carbon copies, how are you going to get product of racing to be what to meet our expectations when it's the same car next to you, the same car in front of you, the same car behind you, and you just can't do nothing with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I completely agree. I think that while it was good at mile and a half, and this is also maybe a conversation to be had about road courses too. All these same things that we've seen be a problem at short tracks have been a problem at road courses, which arguably in the Gen 6 car were the two best disciplines of racing.
Yep.
Call me crazy. All right. We still have the design plans for a Gen 6 car. Why not? While I am not a fan of the next gen car at super speedways, I think NASCAR will stay in that direction because there hasn't been a complaint about, or many complaints about it. It's just not my personal pick for it. I like the Gen 6 a lot better. I like the COT a lot better. I like Gen 4 a lot better. That's just me, though. I think I might be in the minority in that. I'm not sure. But why can't I understand that it still would create parity, but it would add an interesting element to it about the setup aspects. If you let these guys run Gen 6 cars, Sal's gone. I guess I'm boring him with this, but I think that we should maybe bring back single source supply Gen 6 parts for short tracks and road courses.
What I don't get is why can you not take the specs of the Gen 4 car, add the safety features to it? Why can't you match those up together and see if it doesn't perform equally to the standard of what we used to see back in the 2000s and whatever? I don't know why it's that hard unless if they really just can't fit the safety features of the cars that they have made since the car of tomorrow into the likes of a Gen 4. But
I think that's kind of a point. But, then again, not many people got injured in the Gen 4 after Earnhardt died. Do I think that that they made safety gains with the car of tomorrow? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And I think in retrospect, we give the car of tomorrow a little too much shit because it was a lot better than what we see right now, I think. And I don't think it looked that bad.
I don't either.
It looked really good when they put the spoiler back on it. The wing didn't look bad. It was just such a drastic change.
It was an ugly feature, the wing was.
I didn't hate it, but, I understand.
Well, and when they did add the spoiler back, and then, the way the splitter looked and, how they kind of configured it where it looked more of a front bumper rather than some crazy little split with a bunch of rods holding the splitter up into the car or whatever. When they had that feature going on, the only thing different with that car compared to the Gen 4s and all those is the way that you can, normally the cars are straight like this. Well, you can cut them a little bit and gain that much more side force and get that much more corner speed. And, okay, so you probably were having more difficulties trying to make a pass on somebody going through the corners, but you weren't dealing with the aero sensitivities that you are seeing today. By no means. You're still seeing some great racing product unfolding in front of you. Then they went to the Gen 6, and everybody knows about the Gen 6. You already covered it. Now here we are in this stupid car, and we already talked too much about it. And I'm honestly sick and tired of talking about it.
There was the complaint about the Gen 6 being bad on intermediate tracks. That was because of what NASCAR did to the car.
Yeah.
They gave them more downforce and less horsepower. and thought, "Ooh, it'll be closer." It was worse.
Yeah.
It was considerably worse. If you go back and watch 2014, those races were mental. Those were incredible races all year. And then NASCAR's solution was lowering the horsepower after they had good races for a manufacturer that we haven't seen yet.
Makes sense.
You know, Spencer has said this about 2 or 3 times, so we're gonna bite on this one. I hate to interrupt, but can we talk about Nemechek being a war criminal?
He's not worth talking about.
He just caused a caution. He had a problem.
Not even his fault.
I
It
wouldn't
wasn't even
consider
his
him a
fault.
war
That's-
criminal. I'd consider you a war criminal, Spencer.
Whoa, geez.
Yeah.
From the top rope.
Whoa.
Yeah. How about that? How about that?
Nemechek, yeah, you cannot cause your brakes to fail to then cause your tire to fail to cause a late caution. That's insensible. Like, what are you thinking about?
Harris
He
said he
deleted
deleted the comment. Well, guess what? I can still see it.
Hey, Spencer, you're a
Can't
little late,
delete that, big dog. Let's star this one.
All
Star. Oh, yeah. All right.
Mine's blown.
Yeah, right. I mean, my mind is blown every time I'm here. W. Whitman. Well, damn. Never mind. Yeah, no, I nothing Nemechek really could have done there, though. Yeah. I mean, it was unfortunate. It didn't really change the outcome too much. It kind of gave us an exciting finish, I guess. I think it saved the race, maybe.
No, I don't know.
Well, it did spark a little conversation in one of the social media groups. Somebody was flapping their gums about Hendrick's 1, 2, 3. Like, yeah, they needed a caution again in 1, 2, 3. They were a 1, 2, 3 before the caution, idiot.
Yeah.
That's what I had a problem with this weekend.
Oh,
Why are you
hit it!
bashing
I
on
know
Hendrick?
you were talking about that. Hit it, Sal. Come on.
People who are putting, I'm gonna take a saying here out of Tegan's page, their little tinfoil hats on.
All right.
And saying, oh, well, this race was rigged for Hendrick. Do you not think, because these schemes were announced probably a little bit after the season started, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. It was announced at Daytona.
Do you not think Hendrick Motorsports was like, all right, our 40th anniversary falls on this date. This is what we're doing. It's going to be special.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and put all our eggs in this basket because I want one of you boys to win.
Absolutely.
And I do feel like they were covering, like we didn't need Waltrip up there talking to people every chance he got. And they were always reminding everyone and whatever, right?
And one of the people did not want to talk to Waltrip. They answered the question about 3 words each, but yeah, go ahead.
People saying that it was rigged for Hendrick. If it was rigged for Hendrick, they would have let Byron just get the white flag the first time.
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah, right.
You wouldn't have made it that caution because then everybody's bundled up. Who says someone's not just going to punt Byron out of the way?
If NASCAR wanted to rig it for Hendrick, they would have given everyone from 4th to 7th the black flag so Bowman could have done the 1, 2, 3, 4. It's ridiculous, and it's annoying that it's only if it's Hendrick.
Only if it's Hendrick. You're absolutely right.
Because it's not like they were one of like the beginning teams from NASCAR, ones with the most history, other than, and the team doesn't even have history. Richard Petty has history. They just align it with his team. That there's a reason that they're celebrated as much as they are. And I really, if NASCAR wanted to rig things for Hendrick, no other team in the history of the sport would be a champion except Hendrick.
But Sal, we have tinfoil hats on, man. We are of the Hendrick Mafia. We cannot tell anybody this and then not say BS on it. So
yeah,
I mean,
At a
come on,
random
man.
ass Dover race.
Yeah, and Bowman won. Good for him.
Yeah.
He was the shining moment of this one and the shitter moment for 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So gotta feel for him. That's a bad look.
1, 2, 3, 8.
Yeah, that was. I like Bowman, and I know we've got a large Bowman fan base contingent. I think all my teammates are Bowman fans.
Hey, it's still a top 10. It's just not as good as the 1, 2, 3.
And he's been solid lately.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't had a good run at Coda. So
Yeah, and to give him a little slack, he started on the outside in row 3 or something like that, so he wasn't really much of a chance to get back up there in the top 5, shake it up. But
yeah. Anything else you want to talk about from Martinsville? Sal, did you watch the lower series races?
I didn't watch the truck race. I tried watching night 1 of Mania and the Xfinity series. I just know at one point I looked down and like the track was blocked on some restart.
Yeah.
I was like, oh baby, someone got cooked. I think it was like Brendan Jones who missed a gear or something.
Yeah, and he came out unscathed.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it works most of the time?
I will say Deegan had a good comeback for what the team.
Yeah.
She was one of the first cautions, and like her front end was destroyed.
Yeah.
And she was able to come back and finish 18th. So
was it 18th? Oh, I thought 18th. It was 20th. Hey, still though, yeah, I agree with you, Sal. But I thought it was literally an ARCA Series 2.0 watching that race.
It did feel like every time I looked down, there was another caution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then I mean, who cares about any of that? Where'd Grant end up?
Grant, I think, had some bad luck. I don't think he did so hot.
What?
I didn't.
Oh man, are they racing?
Come on, Matt. Where's your stats?
Sal,
I didn't watch the truck series or the Xfinity. Otherwise, I would have.
Guess what,
Is Keith McGee back this week?
I'm off Friday night.
Oh baby.
Oh boy. Do they race this Friday night?
Friday night,
8:30 p.m.
in Texas. Jeez.
8:30 p.m. We're gonna watch. Maybe we should do a live stream watch party of the truck race.
Let's do it, dude.
Yes.
I mean, it gets so absurd, dude. I'll have to bring out Jameson or something.
Dude, Keith McGee is back this week.
Oh,
hey, buddy, listen. Your favorite truck driver is a bitch. All right, he cost Grant the championship. He is the solo Sokoa of the truck series. All right, and Grant Enfinger is Cody Rhodes. And by God, is he gonna finish his goddamn story this year? All right, and take down Roman Rhodes. Get out of here. I'm about to mute you, buddy.
No more comments to be read.
I can put him in timeout, should I? I remember when that stupid son of a bitch came in here and commented, I hit the ban button. You know what I'm talking about, but yeah. Truck race, Grant finished 22nd. That's not great.
Timmy Hill was pissed off at sport.
What happened?
I wouldn't even look at him.
Dude, I didn't even see what happened. Like
I don't know, but it wasn't. I don't think anyone's ever seen Timmy Hill like that.
Yeah, no.
You're better than these kids.
And Friesen's like, yeah, man.
You're right.
Please don't look at me. I'm scared.
Timmy Hill's a big guy, man.
Hey, kind of a dog, dude. He would suplex his ass. Host of our ruined Heim's championship. So Heim decided to ruin Grant's championship. Okay, that was going to be the moment. All right, GMS was ending. GMS was ending. It was going to be over, and Grant and his crew chief, his name is Jeff.
You might want to check that.
Yeah, but I was pretty bummed out when I saw that whole deal happen. I don't like Corey Heim. I don't like him because of that. All right. That's my final
Jeff
opinion on him.
Stankowitz.
Yeah, right. Stank. Yeah, my dude. So
What's up, Mr. Stank?
I cannot wait till Texas and we can see Grant Enfinger and Jock Wood slam dunk on Corey Haim. I hope it's like a Denny and Chase versus Chastain type thing in Texas this week. Grant and Jock. Anybody knows why I say Jock Wood? It's because you got to listen to Michael Waltrip try to say his name. Oh, here's Jock Wood. He'll always say Jock Wood. Anyway, I've gotten on a tangent here. Let's do picks. Maddie's disappeared.
What's going on here?
Oh, I don't have it ready. Hold on. I'm failing.
Everybody's having technical difficulties.
I just stink at my job. Not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck this down. All right, here we are. The winner this week is JB with Chase Elliott, who I guess wasn't good enough to be a dude this week. But congratulations, JB is up to 8 points. Second place, was it Briscoe? Was it the other dude?
Negative. It was Alex Bowman.
Really?
Alex Bowman finished just ahead of Chase.
Yeah, he did. Actually, Chase Briscoe wasn't even. He was 10th. He
who
finished behind Ryan Preet. Matt, you idiot.
Oh, snap.
Boo.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I'm booing who he finished behind.
Oh, right.
I forgot all about Priest.
Kev Ryan gets a solid 2 points to put themselves up to 10. They're on a little heater right now. Good back-to-back weeks. Tegan will get 1 point to put him up to 7. Yeah. Picking first this week is Matt. He picked Ricky Stenhouse, who finished last out of the group this week.
I'm tired of the slander here for Mr. Briscoe.
Who didn't score
I've had enough
picks this week and was a dude, but sure.
That's fine. He was top 10, like I said. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with Blaney.
Ryan Blaney. Okay. You've already picked him.
Did I?
Yeah. Phoenix.
Oh, yep. That's good.
It's right there on the screen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to go with my second dude, Chase Briscoe.
Yeah. Good luck.
You're going to
Good
need
pick, idiot. Sally, you're up next. Can you make him look smarter?
Ryan Blaney.
Are you picking Ryan Blaney?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that little peacocking on Maddie here. I'm gonna pick Bubba Wallace. Had a good run.
It's not a bad pick.
Had a good run here in the fall. Was battling for the win when Kyle Larson spun out. I believe he's still under that top 5. He's had a pretty good stretch of races here lately with Richmond and Martinsville. I think the Toyotas are going to be pretty strong here at Texas. He's my pick. Next up is Wessel with Denny Hamlin. Let me try to get his pick right now. And then I don't know. Do I have Bradley's pick? I don't have Bradley's pick. Bradley's been a busy boy lately. Wessel said Larson?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a big pick from Wessel right there.
That is a big pick.
I like it though. I think that's a top pick for sure. Bradley hasn't sent me his pick yet, so he is not picking currently, I guess. Tegan Jones picks John Hunter Nemechek. Next up is Kev Ryan. And we've only got Kev this week, so it's on you.
And I guess Ryan never sent a message to you?
I didn't ask him, so it's on you.
Okay. All me. All right. Well, I hope you don't hate me, man. Kind of a half throwaway, Michael McDowell.
Okay, I don't hate that. This is the track where he flipped about 15 times before.
How many times do we see that this week?
Yep.
Well, it's Fox, so we'll see at about 1,000. JB picked the third place finisher, which actually was the winner and should have been a dude this week, Chase Elliott. So he gets to pick last, and he's going to pick Austin Dillon.
Wow.
Who's going to beat Chase Briscoe this week?
Whoa. Whoa.
So that's a little out there.
Can you get your camera back going, Matt?
I'm gonna try to. When I was getting my camera going, that's when it seemed like I was lagging. So I don't want it to. It's kind of glitching in and out. I'll try it. See if I can.
Sure.
Stay on here. All right. There we go. That is false. That is the worst take in the history of takes. I will say that's bad.
So you think Chase Briscoe will finish ahead of Austin Dillon at Texas?
Yes, unless Chase Briscoe is involved in an accident and physically can't drive his car anymore. Yes.
You can't put any. You can't put accepts.
No, I'm just saying that like if the car's as long as he's able to run his car, he's going to finish better than Austin Dillon. That's the only way Austin Dillon finishes better than people nowadays is if they're just out of the race. That man's terrible.
I think Austin Dillon beats Chase Briscoe pretty straight up this week. I think he decimates him.
It's interesting. You probably have the Colorado Rockies winning the World Series, right?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
You had Alex Verdugo sucking this year, but
he's hitting like 160 something.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to stop. He's a dog, all right? Hey, I will give Chase Briscoe some credit here. Texas is his second best track on average finish.
I did my research before. I was going to pick – I had Blaney and Briscoe. I didn't realize that I already picked Blaney.
Not a bad one for him, but he's only run there 3 times. 3 top 20s. I think it's due for
what's Austin Dillon's stats here at Texas?
Hold on. He's actually won there before. Tegan Jones is changing his pick.
Whoa, boy.
You can't do that.
Yeah, I thought you couldn't do that.
Listen, it's reasonable time after and it's through text, so
No.
Are we voting no? Can we? He asked me to change his pick to Ty Dillon.
To Ty Dillon.
Ty Dillon.
Ty Dillon is racing, huh?
I guess.
Who'd he pick originally?
John Hunter Nemechek.
Okay. Both of them suck anyways.
Yeah. I don't care.
This is a one-time thing. This is not setting a precedent, so this is not going to happen again. He wants a head-to-head with JB here, so he's going to go Ty Dillon. They've got a Dillon brother battle.
Treatment of Tegan.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
What is Austin Dillon?
What about
done
the RFK
here?
cars? What about the RFK? What are we
talking about?
I don't know what
they
have to do with anything right now. Can you elaborate a little bit, Spencer, on that?
We're almost crossing the hour mark. Come on, man.
I don't know what. I don't really view either of them as Texas drivers. Like Chris Buescher's from Texas.
From Prosper, Texas.
With a hometown with a population of about 30,000.
30,001. They had a baby.
Spencer is asking if any of them would be fast at Texas. It's tough to say. I'm gonna lean no. I bet because Buescher was not good there in the playoffs last year, if I remember right.
Mm-mm.
I believe Brad was okay. I think.
I was about to say Brad did about top 15-ish. I'm expecting no different this time around.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see RFK doing anything. And Wessel said they haven't been as good as last year so far. I will agree with that.
Yeah.
I did think with the way they ended last year that they would come out firing this year, and they haven't been very
There hasn't been a race where they've been even close to contending for wins, I would say, so far.
Yeah.
Not unless they are going by the mentality of start slow and then, work your way up to something big for the end of the year.
I guess let's take a look at the standings because we haven't really – I don't think we've had like a standings check-in here and kind of an analysis on where we're at overall. Let's see here. To me, I haven't looked at them recently. I look for chases every week, but I think I haven't looked at this. I haven't looked yet either at this, but yeah, to me, it's just a Hendrick JGR dominant so far this year. Out of the 11 top points scorers right now, 8 of them are on Hendrick or Joe Gibbs.
I agree with Wessel's comment.
What do you say? Show your search history? No. Come on now. No.
Mike, man.
No.
Come on,
Nah, buddy. Nah. When we actually look at the
no.
points, I actually can't really show my search history with how they do screen sharing on here anymore, but I used to be able to. We've got, where is Brad? Oh, geez. Eesh.
Man, look
Behind
at Daniel
Chase.
Suarez over Brad. Man.
Look at Chase Briscoe over Brad.
Oh, yeah. Look at that
I've
guy.
been a big Chase Briscoe fan for a long time. I think he's a really good driver.
Really, because you've been shitting on him this whole entire episode.
He's going to flame out. Chris Buescher's only 13th in the standings. Not great.
I thought he'd be higher than that, but
They have, I guess, 3 top 5s combined as a team so far. Bubba Wallace has 3 by himself, as does Bowman, Bell, and about everybody else up here.
Yeah.
But Keselowski's got only 2 top 5s and 3 top 10s. Buescher's got 1 and 5. I mean, not a great start for them. Let's look at their individual. Thank you for kind of asking that question, Spencer, because we're getting down an interesting rabbit hole. Rabbit hole here. I wish I could
looking at Brad bending over a wall, of course. You know.
Yeah.
Reflects his search
face.
history.
Tough guy. Oh, look at, whoa.
That's what I'm saying, Mike. And his search history.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. So these two, 33rd of those, not great. But I guess he's not been bad in the other races. 13th at Vegas, 4th, 3rd. He's not good at road courses. Then 8th and 24th. So he hasn't been bad, I guess. The two super speedway DNFs hurt a lot for him there. But I will say his average finish is down 4 spots compared to where it was last season. So that's an interesting element to this. Let's look at Buescher real quick. Oh, there's Brad bending over again.
Yeah.
Buescher's average finish is 13th, which I hit the wrong thing. Where did I find the thing before?
Driver stats.
Oh, here. Yeah. Which is not far off what he's done last year, but I noticed something quite interesting in this screen.
Yeah.
Everybody around him, Bubba Wallace, 42 stage points. Joey Logano, 35. Christopher Bell, 35. Bowman, 23. That's not too much. But Buescher only got 14 stage points so far this year. That's comparable. Hendrick's got more. McDowell, Barry, Gilliland. He's got around the same as Stenhouse, Austin Dillon. He's in a rough spot in terms of stage points right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because him and Chase Briscoe are not max. These guys have 14, 15 apiece.
Who's
if
got
you
the
give
most?
Chris Buescher, 35 stage points, so you add 21 to his total, then he's up here, ahead of Alex Bowman in the top 10 points. His teammate Brad's doing a solid job, but he's not getting the results. So it's kind of a tale of 2 different things for the RFK guys. Legacy guys are right around each other here, 19th and 20th. I expect to see Eric Jones improve throughout the season, though, and move up. Hendrick, underwhelming after a good point start with him after the first 2 races, but quite underwhelming since then, all the way down to 21st.
Let me show you my shocked face.
Michael McDowell kind of down here as well. Not a really good string of tracks for him to start the season, but at the same time, we thought Front Row might take another step forward this year by being a Tier 1 team now.
Todd Gilliland has.
He has. I can agree with that. That could be a year 2 to year 3 thing with Todd Gilliland also. But yeah, I think McDowell has kind of been an underwhelming thing this year. 22nd in points, kind of struggled. Let's look at his results so far. Ford in general, no wins yet. So yeah, McDowell, a really bad last couple of weeks. 26th at Richmond, 21st at Martinsville. He had a good run at Atlanta. Phoenix and Bristol are good, solid days for him, but not great overall. Gilland has had a pretty good season, led a lot of laps so far in those first 2 races. Host of our highest scoring SHR or Spire driver, that's what you got, the SHR driver, Priest below him. Noah Gregson down here in 29th. What was their number for penalty? How many points?
50, I want to say. I think it might have been 50. I'm not sure.
Oh, right here. I can find it. Oh, they're going to make me watch a video. I'm not going to watch a video. We're not going to let that happen.
Go to bed, Mikeman.
Yeah, I mean, I can't find it right now, but I guess I'll watch. Do you want to watch the video, guys?
Sure. Why not?
Sure. Okay, let's watch this from 40 days ago. Oh, we're getting an ad for StreamYard as we're using StreamYard. Hey, this is a great application, Skip.
Breaking news out of the NASCAR Cup Series. The number 10 and the number 41 teams at Stewart-Haas Racing have been assessed an L1 level penalty for the roof air deflectors that NASCAR officials confiscated last weekend at Atlanta. After investigation, the parts were found to not be in compliance with the rule book. Each team will be penalized 35 owner points.
35. So let's add 35 to their total. 35 plus 101 is 136. That puts him right here, 23rd in points. 35 to Priest would give him 147, which puts him with Hendrick. So SHR, not a great season, but they've got all their guys without a penalty would be 16th, 21st, 23rd, and 24th. Not bad overall for those guys. Definitely kind of a gain from last year. Anyway, that was fun. Anything else you want to cover before we get out of here? We had an off week for the Cup Series. Oh my God, brain rot. And we'll be back. Midweek had a fun race at Gateway that I commentated. That was a lot of fun. Tire blowouts everywhere. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Kevron will be back in the booth tomorrow night. I'll be racing. Hey.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo. Hopefully I can do well. Racing the next 2 weeks, actually.
No pit speeding penalties, Mikeman.
I'll try my best.
Counting
we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm excited for that. Then the Cup Series is back this Sunday at Kansas. So we'll be ripping the high lane. Good track for Maddie. He hit a top 5 there in the past. So.
Oh. Last season or just in the past in general?
2022, we had top 5 there.
Come on, Maddie, get another top 5, bud. Get a win.
Yeah, we're all hoping so. That'd be something if I get it at Kansas.
That'd be crazy.
That would be kind of crazy. Yeah,
that's for sure.
Strategy.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Well, it's time to get out of here. Sal's yawning. I've been yawning for a little while.
Yeah, I'm tired too.
Appreciate it, guys. We saw the sunset behind Kevron. It got dark before we finished. That's how we know we went a little long. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week. Let's let the music take us out, baby. Oh, wow! What was that?
Oh, no.
Whoa!
What?
Whoa.
Hold on. Do not. Wait, I gotta try it.
Sam might have a feature on or something. That's kind of wild.
He's got hacks, dude. Wow. Thanks, everybody. Bye.